Good morning, afternoon, evening, depending on what part of the world you're watching from. Welcome back to the West Ham Network. I'm Anton, and I'm here bringing you some early news regarding West Ham. Now, West Ham have not yet ruled out starting next season with David Moyes as the club's manager, and winning the Europa Conference League would give his case to stay at the club a humongous boost. Now, based upon the results over the last couple of days, of course, with West Ham beating Manchester United, we're all but safe. You never say never, but mathematically it's not there. But it's a definite tough ask for the clubs below us to make a move upon West Ham. Now, we effectively, like I said, sealed our survival in the Premier League by beating them lot on Sunday evening, and we're preparing now for our first leg of our Conference League semi-final against AZ Alkmaar on Thursday evening, which we are all buzzing about. Now, Moyes has been on the brink of being sacked on more than one occasion this season, and yet could end it with a trophy and qualification for the Europa League, which would have been rated a success. West Ham's last trophy, let me remind you, success was in the old Intertoto Cup in 1999, with the club also winning the European Cup Winners' Cup in 1965. Now, whilst a section of supporters have called for David Moyes to go, it'd be a huge decision for the West Ham board to sack David Moyes on the back of winning a trophy and qualifying for Europe again. There is apparently, and many people will say this, already recognition behind the scenes for the fact that Moyes has twice qualified West Ham for Europe, making him one of the club's most successful modern-day managers, and that this season has not been a write-off thanks to the Conference League run. However, failure to get past Alkmaar without no doubt would put more pressure on Moyes again. But sources close to the club have apparently suggested that the prospect of him starting with West Ham next season has not been ruled out. Now, David Moyes took to the cameras the other night and thanked the owners for sticking by him. And it looks like whatever the decision was made was the right decision to stick by David Moyes for West Ham's survival. But West Ham have considered our options should we decide to make the change. Lille manager Paul Fonseca keen to position himself into contention, and Vice Chairman Karen Brady bizarrely making her admiration for Celtic's Ange Postecoglou clear in a column which she writes for that paper that I refuse to name. West Ham are also among the clubs ready to check on Graham Potter, who was sacked by Chelsea, if we do opt to replace David Moyes. But will we do that? Now, there's been more news coming out of West Ham, and that is said, it's been said that we are ready to appoint a director of football, which would change the direction of the club. Now, at present, Rob Newman is West Ham's head of recruitment, but the role would become defunct under the new plans. Now, there's ongoing uncertainty over David Moyes, like I've said, and the immediate concerns and priorities have come down to being safe in the Premier League and also the pursuit of that trophy, that illustrious European trophy. But several reports are saying that West Ham are ready to appoint a director of football this summer rather than rely on the head of recruitment. Now, that would be a change, a massive change in West Ham's transfer dealings, because we obviously appointed Rob Newman to be head of recruitment. So what does that mean for his role? And the view inside the club is that a proper director of football is required, to whom the manager is accountable, as is the case with several other Premier League clubs. Most now have a director of football, and the manager is entirely responsible, and that is the way that West Ham are looking to proceed come this summer. And it's understandable that there's maybe not much news coming out of the club regarding next season and demands of the squad and the management team, but clearly something has to give. And given all the noises from sources close to the club, including the amount of stories you hear week in and week out, it probably could be 50-50 when it comes to the David Moyes situation, being in the dugout for the first game of the season come the new season. Installing a sporting director would mean having a full remit over recruitment, scouting, development, and various other aspects, rather than just immediate matters of signings and the senior team. Now, what we're led to believe is this role would not make Mark Noble's role defunct. Mark Noble would stay in his role as sporting director, and this person would come into the role as director of football. It crucially would mean that the West Ham manager at the time, or coach, is within that structure and would be answerable to that senior position, as much as they would retain a lot of control as expected. It's potentially an indication that changes could be coming, but we don't know. And I've done several stories for you week in and week out. And I'm talking to you 1 minute about David Moyes is going to be going. Is he gone? Is he leaving the club, or is he staying? We don't know. We have to wait and see. But it's going to be a tough ask to get rid of David Moyes if we do win the trophy and we maintain a position in the Premier League. However, it still can happen. But I think we fully focus on what's coming up ahead on Thursday. We need to do something in this tournament. We need to get ourselves to that final in Prague. We need to give ourselves a shouting chance and give ourselves European football again. I know a lot of fans have not been impressed with the Thursday, Sunday, but it's part and parcel of playing European football. Obviously, if you play Champions League, it's Wednesday, Saturday. But, you know, potentially to play European football for 3 seasons consistently in a row and reach 2 semi-finals of Europe is no mean feat that nobody can take away from this current West Ham squad and from David Moyes and the coaching team from what they've done. It's a mean feat. It's fantastic what they've done. It's not been great in the Premier League. It's been mundane, crap, boring. But at the end of the day, if you can see some transitions getting changed, and you look at the Manchester United game and it was a much better performance, all in, collectively, working as a group, working as a team, showing us that fight, that determination on the park. You can't take away from the fact that there was blatant tactical decisions. I've heard people say you can't thank the manager for that result against Manchester United. I disagree completely. I think you can. I think there were some tactical decisions made there, especially when you come to team news. You didn't need to play Thilo Kehrer out in right back, but he was persistent. He was going to do it. That's what he did. He didn't need to change it up where he brought Ben Rama into the middle, but he did. He didn't need to change it up where he brought Bowen into the middle, but he did. And that's what happened through that game, and that's what caused Manchester United problems. So you got to give credit where credit's due, and he certainly does get that credit from me. Now, do I think there'll be changes come this summer? Absolutely. But is there guarantees? Absolutely not. And I think my biggest concern again flips back to now: are we willing to give a new rebuild job? Is that what we're willing to do? Is this, because either way, it's a gamble. But it comes down to: do you want more frequent, fluent, fantastic, good football to watch with no guarantees of results, or are you happy with what's currently going on? Is this season a fluke in terms of how bad West Ham have been playing, or can we come back next year under, let's say, David Moyes, potentially with a trophy under a belt, potentially with European football and Premier League survival, and do what we're capable of doing? Or is that va-va-voom gone with David Moyes? Let me know in the comments below. Short and sweet one for you all just now. Any comments, leave them in below. If you're new around here, please hit the subscribe button. We are got members program as well, so if you're interested in becoming a member, then click on the membership option. Like I said, subscribe, like, comment, leave us your feedback. We do appreciate it, and appreciate all the support from the channel. But reports are suggesting that Moyes may stay at West Ham for the new season, but there is going to be potentially also a new technical director incoming. What does that mean? Does that mean one stays, one goes? Does he stay? Does he go? Who knows? It's the biggest question you will have to wait to find out come this summer. Thank you very much for watching. And of course, take it easy. Join us for the West Ham Daily. Come on, you Irons.